Welcome back to PH.d TV, and today I'll be doing something a little different. Alright, so I'll be doing something a little different today, and it's not about fragrance, unfortunately. I know I have a few other channels, or this is my one channel, but I know I have a few other topics I go on. I know sometimes I do things about alcohol and spirits and things like that. I know I do a little bit of fitness here and there, but predominantly by a good bit, my channel's been on fragrance. And I know I have been dismissive in the last month. I apologize about that. As I'll tell you here in a minute, my family's from out of town. They're not in the same state as me. So with that being said, Thanksgiving, had to go see them. It was 2 or 3 weeks later, had the Christmas shop, put Christmas decorations up, this and that, to drive all the way back to where they are for Christmas, and just not a lot of time for YouTube. And I usually film ahead of time and edit and schedule ahead of time, but scheduling just didn't work out that way. By the time I had to film again, it was Christmas. So with that being said, sorry I was not very much there throughout December, but I am back. I'm having a big film day today. I'll edit and you'll have lots of videos to look forward to. But today is going to be a little different, and it's not something that touches base on alcohol or fitness or even fragrance. Today's going to be touched on suicide awareness. And this is not a PSA so much, but actually me sharing this actually was encouraged by someone who asked a question as a comment in one of my prior videos. Someone commented or asking me, hey, are you an actor or have you ever thought about acting because you're very expressive? Something in that context they asked that question, and I paraphrased. And I told them that I actually was an actor. I've done film in the past. But something to know about me, because I also have had a lot of people comment saying, hey, nice camera, or nice quality videos, nice this and that. And I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. That means a lot to me. And I knew when I started YouTube, I wanted to have a different kind of quality in videos just to help me stand out a little bit. But the reason if it does have that much quality, in your opinion, it might be because I actually am from the film industry to a certain degree. Back at home, I was actually a producer, director, actor, writer, and editor for several films. Mostly short films. I did do a feature film at one point, and I found a lot of success in that field. Throughout a 4-year venture, I went and did right over 10 short films, as well as I did a feature film that I actually wrote myself based off of a book that I actually wrote and got published before the film was released. I was able to actually get awards of all types in those categories I told you about, between directing, writing, producing, and things like that. Even one for a musical that I will not share yet. Unless you guys want to see that one, I'll share it, but I can guarantee you do not want to see me sing, even though that won me Best Actor twice. But that's besides the point, not while we're here. If you want to see the musical, let me know. My fiance's in it. But with that being said, something to also know about me, aside from my past film career, that's been on pause for 2 reasons in 2020. I'm from North Carolina, and I've been with my fiance for 1.5 years. I'm with her 3 years this coming year, but at the point of last January, she got a job, and we'd just been engaged. We'd been with each other for about 1.5 years, and a month after we got engaged, she got a job in the medical field in Tennessee. And of course, the internet's a little crazy, so I'm not going to say what city, this and that, whatever. I'm going to keep it pretty anonymous. But we had to move states. And with that being said, she had job security. She was in the medical field, therefore job security through 2020 was fantastic. And as a fiance and a man who loves his woman and respected her for chasing her dreams, getting a job that she enjoyed and loved and had passion for, I followed with her. I went with her. I didn't follow her. I went with her. But with that being said, I had a month to pack my stuff up and go, followed by the fact that I was the one who did not have job security. So I was here for about 1.5 months. I found a job and I got furloughed because COVID-19 really touched base here in America around that February, March, and definitely in April for a fact. And once I was furloughed, it was nice to be paid for about a month for sitting at home. Furloughed's nice to a degree. If you look at it selfishly, it was nice. But after that, I lost that job because I just started working 1.5 months prior. It was a last in, first out situation. And since then, while my fiance's been working her butt off and doing absolutely fantastic at her job, I honestly have been, bouncing jobs, trying to find jobs that are hiring during the COVID-19 pandemic. And it's been difficult. It has been difficult. I will by no means ever say my situation has been nearly as bad as so many others in the world. I was very lucky to have the love of my life be so responsible and so wonderful during these times, being patient to the fact that I cannot afford as much as I wish I could. And with that being said, there was many times that I felt really down, that I just felt like, regardless of what her, how successful she is. And I'm one of those people where if my woman in the household just absolutely kills it in her dreams, she just absolutely makes the money. She's always dreamed this and that and this. I am by no means intimidated by that. I am happy for her. Honey, if you're watching this, continue kicking some but that does not mean that I have that stubborn male pride of wanting to do my part. Regardless if it's more or less than her, I just want to do my part. And, I had a lot of downtime. YouTube is actually a byproduct of having that downtime. I never thought I'd do YouTube until I was, I was furloughed and I didn't have a job and jobs weren't taking me. At one point, I spent a month to myself in the house and I got tired of being non-productive because I couldn't go to the gym, couldn't do this. So I was like, what am I going to do in the house while no one's here? YouTube. But right before I did YouTube, I think I started YouTube in September. And so back in May, I had started to read a few articles as this pandemic started and we all started to stay indoors in our own homes. I saw many articles involving people my age and also people younger than me and even older than me becoming superbly depressed to the point of no return, to the point that they committed suicide. And the sad part was that they gave a lot of credit to the COVID-19 pandemic in assisting them in that depression. And I've never had depression, and I can honestly say that I'm very grateful that I don't have depression. But that's not to say I do not take depression very seriously, because it is a very real thing, and I think more respect and more knowledge needs to be put on it. And as you now know, I was a filmmaker and I had just left everyone at home, and and during this COVID-19, as I said, leaving everyone at home, there was not even a lot of safety net. We're out in Tennessee by ourselves. She's working, I'm at home alone, and I'm starting to get this itch, just scratching me to make something artistic or something that means something to people, film-wise. I need to film something that's not a PSA, but something that has something to say. Make something that will make people believe in the fact that depression does matter. So I did exactly that. In my spare time while my fiance would work, I would film something. While she worked late at night, I would film the scenes that take place at night. It worked out in its own way. And the film is called Collapse. I'll be playing it here in a few moments, just so you can see it. And I really hope y'all like it. I filmed it just by myself. There's no dialogue. I filmed it through the camera you're watching it through. I used the tripod, the camera that, that the camera you're watching through is sitting on, with me and my laptop and my editing skills, as well as everything in between. It is a film that is essentially created by me. The only thing I did not take credit for is the music. I am not a musician. So aside from the music, everything was created by myself in hopes that this film would speak volumes to people on the matter of suicide awareness and depression and in general mental health. And again, I don't mean to make this a PSA. I'm just looking to hopefully show you something that will bring hope to 2021, because 2020 was very difficult. That's an understatement. It was horrible, and horrible for a lot of people, much worse than myself. I consider myself lucky. So with that being said, for the first episode of 2021, I do want to share a video that I created that has hit the film festival circuit, that has won different awards, such as editing. I believe it's won Best Directing. I'd have to pull it up, but it's already won quite a few things, and it even garnered me my first camera work award that I've never received before, so that was cool. But the one that really humbled me the most was that at the Mental Health and Suicide Awareness Film Festival, it won Most Impactful, which is also another reason why I want to share it, because if people in a festival found it impactful, hopefully someone else will find it impactful as well. So with that being said, here's my short film Collapse, and I really hope you enjoy it.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number.
Well, thank you for watching that if you're still here. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it said something, and I hope that it was done respectfully. Sometimes, I know art is very subjective. I know that sometimes it can be taken out of context, but I hope it came across well. Because when I did edit it, I did send it to a handful of friends who have their own parts of their lives that I'll keep quiet enough to where I did know enough about them to ask, is this respectful enough? And they gave me the green light, so I really hope it rubbed well with you guys that it was okay. And as you saw in the end credits, and I'll even put it at the end of this video, the Suicide Awareness Hotline. If you're someone who needs help, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. And if you know somebody that could use that hotline, please send them that phone line. And if they just need something to understand that maybe there's someone out there who believes in mental health and that depression is something that needs to be talked about, please feel free to share this video. But again, I will put it at the end of this video, and I'll even put it down below in the description. But after seeing that, thank you again for watching it, but also 2020 is behind us and we're starting to figure things out. The world isn't going to get better necessarily right away, but life will find a way, not to quote Jurassic Park. But ultimately life does find a way, and asking for help is the best lesson we can learn for. Sometimes that's the best lesson we can learn. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week with the fragrance video. Bye.